Brothers and sisters, one of the courses that I'm taking at the moment at the Angelicum in the Dogma section, I am taking a course on angels and demons. I know it has nothing to do with Dan Brown, but it's very interesting course, and it got me reflecting on some of the things that was said in the course. Actually, we're being taught by this really wonderful Dominican brother. He's the head of the International Theological Commission, which is a commission of theologians that advise the church and reflect on many issues of belief and with all sorts of complex situations pastorally and doctrinally. And so it's a real privilege to be taught by him, Father Bonino. He comes from the French province, from I think he's from Marseille originally. But anyway, so he's given us this course, and this course reflecting on the world of angels and demons is a real launching pad to reflect on many other questions about theology. Of course, about the whole idea about the angels as creation as well, how they were created, and even to reflect on their own fall from grace, you could say, in a sense of their own fall from, some of them, obviously, who became demons in that sense, who rebelled against God. But one of the things that came up, and it's really important, is that, that the existence of Satan and the existence of demonic spirits is something real. The church clearly teaches that. It's part of our faith. But when we say that we believe in Satan, we obviously don't say it in the same way that we believe in God. We believe in Satan in the sense that he exists, but we don't have to necessarily plumb the depths of the mystery of evil in that sense, satanic evil in that sense, but rather that we concentrate most of our efforts on plumbing the depths of the infiniteness of God and his revelation. And one of the things that Father Bonino discussed, and it's very important for us to remember, is the whole idea of hierarchy of truths that the church teaches in her magisterium, in her official teaching, the hierarchy of truths. That there's some truths that, for example, the incarnation, that is going to rank much higher and much more important for us to contemplate in one sense, than the truth that the devil is real and exists. The point is that sometimes we could reorder sometimes the hierarchy, and we place a lot of emphasis on one thing, so that we might give a lot more time to thinking about the devil or about evil, and therefore can kind of mess up the order of revelation in one sense, or the importance given to certain truths that should be more preeminent in our thinking and our contemplation, which is, for example, that Christ has defeated Satan, and the place for Satan is under the feet of Christ. And so sometimes we have to be very careful that we don't just start seeing the devil in everything, or everything that goes bad to us, or that in our own moral life is because only of the devil. And this brings to the second point, that that the devils and these forces, these angelic fallen forces, do operate against us, and that's for sure. St. Paul says we're caught up in an angelic warfare against the principalities and fallen powers of the ether, that are there. We are caught up in a spiritual combat, and our doctrine of faith based on scripture solidly teaches us this is true. This is the big picture. We are caught up into this. However, that what the church also teaches is freedom of will, that any sin that comes about from us is come out from our free choice to cooperate with that. And so we must take moral responsibility for any of our sinfulness. So sometimes we can use the devil as a scapegoat, and this can cause a lot of moral problems. It could be disastrous for our moral life to almost like a passivity against evil, where we think that maybe we could be overcome by evil, but rather that our choices and our decisions are really free. We're free in making those decisions, and we're not owned by the devil in that sense. He may exercise a power and influence over us, but But freedom of will is so key. And St. Catherine of Siena really understands this, that this amazing gift of free will, that God has given us it to be able to resist evil. Now, we cannot, it is true that kind of evil is stronger than us, so we need to rely on grace, the grace of God. And that's good news, that God, relying on God's mercy and on his goodness, and invoking his help, God is much stronger than Satan. God is much stronger than these demonic spirits. We have the whole society of light, of angels, good angels to help us. So we should put things in the right order, that recognize the existence of evil and how it can influence us, but recognize much greater the power of grace. And so therefore to focus on that, and therefore our moral decisions will probably be greater, and also not to scapegoat all our decisions onto the devil, but to take moral responsibility too for our own evil that we commit.